Hey y'all, welcome, welcome. I hope you've got your lunch ready and you're ready to just hang out and explore Blackwood. I was busy after stream yesterday. We read so many books, I was like, it's the perfect time to do some shorts. And I ended up doing like I scheduled out 3 shorts a day till the end of the month off of all the books that we read yesterday. So as you can imagine, we're going to be reading more books. But it was nice. There's like a system in YouTube that helps you to do it, and you can do it using the script, which is super important for me because, you know, reading and books. So it made it a lot easier, but it took a while. It took a long while. I will, however, keep doing that. That was nice. So, sorry, I got the hiccups again. I'm double checking to see if this went live, if it showed that I went live, because I also put the app for YouTube in the Discord, which, by the way, there's a link in the description if you want to join the Discord. And it's been pumping out the videos pretty well, the notifications for the videos. It just doesn't seem to be doing a notification for when I go live, which is she went figure it out. I was hoping it would do both, so I have to get a separate what is it, app for Discord? That'll be on my list for after the stream, I suppose. I saw a couple of them, but I didn't want to have like the double notifications, because I saw the one that I put in does notifications for shorts and videos, which is nice, but I didn't see where it said anything about lives, and so I was like, well, I don't want to get another app and put it in there and just have like notifications going wild. So that's where we're at. But let's go ahead and pick up where we left off yesterday. And hopefully today, if I do some shorts or whatever, I had enough practice last night that it'll go a lot faster. Because it took a decent chunk of time. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it took a decent chunk of time. Although most of it was spent sitting there waiting for YouTube to generate thumbnails. So it has that little feature on there where it can generate it from your screen. And I was like, oh, well, that's perfect, you know? And then, you know, it took forever. So, I'll figure it out. I got this.
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant?
Therese is in the pantry. The assassin murdered her, pretended to be her to get into the watchtower.
That's horrible. Are you sure? No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body. Gods, what a day this has been.
Right, and so we're off to warn the other counselors. It occurs to me that I have not been doing my dailies. Oh, speaking of, Zeal of Zenithar starts tomorrow. So I'm gonna be working on getting one of those, the add-ons or whatever, the one that helps to do your writs and everything, like, super fast. But, yeah, tomorrow's Zeal of Zenithar, which, ooh!
Quality material makes for quality goods.
The sound of the scraping of that stone gives me the wiggies. Let's see, which one to use faster? There's 84 there and 402. Let's go to 84 here. Actually, let me grab this way shrine, which I just saw. But yeah, tomorrow's Zeal of Zenithar, which is where we get all the extra bonus goodies for doing daily writs. So if you have any accounts, I would suggest just doing them like crazy. My PlayStation account, has add-ons, and it makes the writs super fast to do. So I'll be doing it, and there's tons of videos about how to prepare for Zeal of Zenithar, so I might post some up in the Discord. Let's see, I'm supposed to go here. Oh, and here? Okay. Well, So we going. So, Azil Zenithar is actually a really easy event that they do. It's a little time consuming if you don't have the add-ons, so I would suggest getting those add-ons if possible. But otherwise, it's really nice because you get like double drops from nodes, which is freaking amazing. I love it. And I've been saving up all of my my map. Yes, I'm knackered. Oh, and I also forgot to eat. Need foods. So I've been saving up all of the crafting maps where it has all those, like, the bunch of nodes. I've been saving those up, and I've got a nice chunk of them. Not on this account though. Got them on my PlayStation account. That's fine. I'm still really curious about what when they merge the accounts and everything and do crossplay. Well, does crossplay mean that they're merging accounts? A. And if they're merging accounts, do we get to keep everything on the accounts? Or does one account overrule the rest? Which I know a few friends of mine who have, like... Oh yeah, I forgot. I have this going. A few friends of mine that have spent lots of money on multiple accounts. So... I just wonder... It's probably just strictly crossplay, honestly. I can't see it being fair for people that have been playing for 10 plus years to lose some of the stuff that they purchased with their money fair and square. That's fine. I will do whatever. I'm just excited to be able to play with everybody at the same time. I'm excited. Ooh, there's an apple.
Hostilities ended.
Yes, hostilities are ended.
To relax.
Nope, sorry, bud. Gotta disappoint you on that. Let's see. Bog dog. I'm also I've got to remember to talk a little bit louder. I have been talking very, very softly, and that's just not good. I need to talk louder. At least for when I'm reading the books, I know for sure. Because when I was reading, I switched out my mics. Y'all be super proud of me. I switched out my mics, so my voice is much clearer than it was previously. And, ooh, books, Terror of a Death Hopper.
The mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave.
We'll read it in a second.
Your timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other counselors? Did your warnings reach them in time?
Counselors Sophus and Abor were murdered, just like Jurek. You need to get to Leywin Castle.
All three of them? That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leywin. Perhaps between the two of us, Counselor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us.
What kind of records did you keep down here?
Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records.
We found Jurek's files where you said Leviticus sent for a scribe to decipher the coded portions.
That's good to hear. Emperor Leovic loved to hide things in coded documents. But what about Counselor Vandacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon?
I'm on my way to warn Counselor Vandacia next.
Perfect. Remind him he's too old to play the hero, and I want to see him in Leywin Castle immediately, if not sooner. These brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records, both. Godspeed, mercenary.
Okay, let's go looking through all these boxes. Oh, it's empty. Okay. Ooh, there's a bookshelf. Oh, there's lots of books. Before the Gates of Gideon. Hey, nice. Okay. Let's see, Before the Gates of Gideon by Wood Sellis. Captain Fabia couldn't help but think, as the noise of several hundred Argonians whipping themselves into a battle fever beyond the city limits rose again, that the tribesfolk were the wronged party in this war. Her people had wandered into their land. They'd made a settlement without consulting the local tribes, and now they were making a habit of killing Argonians for what? Minor crimes such as hunting domestic animals? No one told the Argonians the cattle belonged to people. This entire situation was the express reason why she'd gotten into a shouting match in the courthouse last week. They needed a proper diplomat. She hunkered down behind the stretch of wall that she and her troops were tasked with defending and wondered, not for the first time, how she'd so badly come to misunderstand the description of her own job. She just wanted to protect her people, or maybe even settle some civilian disputes. Regardless of her original reasoning, Fabia knew that this, hiding below the lip of the city's defenses while an angry Argonian horde wound themselves into a bloodthirsty frenzy, was not the reason she'd joined the Legionnaires. It started. Fabia could hear the sounds of the Argonians attacking the other side of the city. The shouted commands of the other squad leaders echoed off the high stone walls, while rocks and arrows pelted the space around them. Where she was standing, above one of Gideon's gates, it was deadly quiet. Fabia crouched to keep below their defenses and walked the line of her soldiers. She placed a hand on their shoulders or whispered words of encouragement to them as she passed. The air that could reach them up on the parapet was thick with anticipation. Every other wall was under siege, but so far there hadn't even been one flash of movement in front of them. Still, she walked the line, soothing the fears of soldiers only just old enough to join the Legionnaires, and battle-weary veterans who knew the rhythm of battles and what was coming their way. It wasn't until Fabia got back to her spot, just above the gates, that Madriliz leaned over, ears twitching, and whispered the one question that weighed like a rock on her mind. "Do you think your trick will be enough to hold them off?" Fabia thought about the small lamp hung on the hook just outside the city gates. No one on the parapet could see the lamp, but for anyone out in the marshes, especially at this dark hour, it was a beacon. Fabia found the lamp in the swampy wilderness, near where she suspected the Argonians' territory started. "I hope so," she sighed, glancing out over the silent swamp. "Otherwise we'll be overrun." As she spoke, Fabia couldn't stop the relieved smile that pulled over her lips. Out there, in the blackness of the marsh and the light reflecting off the still pools of water, was a lamp, an imperial lamp. Fabia stood up, made her way down from the parapet. She nodded to civilians as they ran from their homes to the quietest wall of the city, their goods and children clutched tightly in their arms. A few soldiers ran against the flow of the panicked mob, but Fabia didn't. She slipped between their bodies, making her way steadily forward down the dust-filled street. And before anyone could notice what she was doing or stop her, she threw open the gate. That's a nice one. Alright, and then what do we have on the bookshelf? Oh, wait a second, what do we have in the jewelry box? Okay, bookshelf next. Oh! Unwilked Stones. A work of recorded knowledge from the mind and devoted research of scholar Bernal of the Mages Guild. For more rudimentary information on the astrological devices discussed herein, consult Ethereal Fragments, a book by fellow scholar Lady Cinnabar of Tenneth. As you may well know, the Wilked Stones are alien devices of great and, as of yet, unknown capabilities. The stones are commonly sought after as sources of great thaumaturgic power. Not much can be said as to their origin, other than that multiple accounts exist to suggest that the stones themselves fell to Tamriel. Where they came from, or what their purpose was, or if there was any purpose to these stones at all before the aliens recovered them, is unknown. What can be said, though, is that these stones have been used since the time of their first recorded landing to assist great mages with their work. Wilked stones are blue in color, and were fixtures of the great Ayleid cities. Since the time of the Ayleid's fall, the stones have been gathered and used for all manner of personal gains or ends. Which is not to say that the stones have any ethical leanings. They remain and will forever be stones. It is worth noting that there is a type of Wilked stone that will not be discussed at length in this book. This is because a lot is known and yet also remains shrouded in mystery about the dark Wilked stone. Ooh, I don't think I've ever run into a dark Wilked stone. These variants seem to specifically store magic of a purely destructive kind. Without prompting, they have exploded, destroying countless researchers and treasure hunters who journeyed into the Iliad cities on expeditions to recover technologies and works. It appears as though the Iliads used the Dark Wilked stones as an added layer of defense. Being so volatile, these stones are well known by expedition parties, but have not been studied in a contained setting. In short, they have never made it back to the schools, laboratories, or places of study intact. Wilked and Great Wilked stones, on the other hand, have been studied at great length, and a compilation of that knowledge can be found within these pages. Not bad. You have stuff in the pot? No thing in the pot. Okay. Terror of the Death Hopper.
Let it sit with you. Novel erudition always makes me heady.
Oh, he likes novels. Nice. Terror of the Death Hopper from the journals of Remius Volsunus. For 6 days, I have been studying the elusive Death Hopper. My colleagues called me crazy. Perhaps I am. It takes a bit of insanity to go tracking down a frog the size of a horse, but what good researcher doesn't love a little danger? Putting my life at risk is well worth having my name stamped in history as the first one to write about such a magnificent creature. Death hoppers are generally encountered in packs. If you see one alone, you must watch for others. These gigantic frogs enjoy lurking just beneath the surface of the murky water they call home. A patient hunter often waits until its unsuspecting prey makes the mistake of wandering into its path before it attacks. First thing to know about encountering a death hopper is that it is extremely poisonous. I am unable to get close enough to determine if the toxins excrete from their skin, but I do have a plan to do so. I will update this record accordingly. However, I was able to discern that they can spit their poison over a great distance. I've seen the large globs of toxic matter eat through all sorts of materials. I shudder to imagine what it might do to unprotected flesh. The second thing you must be aware of is that the death hopper uses its incredible size to its advantage. This creature is known to hop high in the air and come crashing down upon its prey hard enough to stun. Then the death hopper leaps to the side to confuse its dazed victim before making its final and usually lethal attack. In my days of studying this creature, I've seen it swallow large prey whole, but inside its mouth it houses hundreds of tiny, thin, exquisite, sharp teeth. Chewing through bone is no difficult task for the death hopper. I am endlessly fascinated by this gigantic murderous frog. My research has only just begun. I can only imagine what more I might learn about the death hopper, but first I must get closer. And seeing as we don't have a continuation, I'm assuming you died. This is the second one of these that I've seen just playing this time around. I think I have one in my house on PlayStation. Either that or the Nord game. Blood on the Snow, I think is the Nord game. Something like that. I forget what this version's called. Let's see, we are going to go Warn this way. I am chomping on mints today in hopes of preserving my vocal cords. Yesterday it's just been a while since I've read for so long, which is ridiculous because I used to read for like
Someday
8 hours and now 2 hours is
surprising
pushing
with
it,
that.
which is... but I'll figure it out. But yesterday after reading for so long, I ended up like almost not being able to like continue talking. It didn't completely take my voice away, like an hour of silence and I was good. But I would prefer not to have an hour of silence in order to be able to talk again. So we're gonna try our little tricks of the trade again, i.e. Mints and tea. Well, right now is not tea. I forgot to make my tea because I was so busy setting up the sound on this for today's stream. And I know it's stupid that it takes so long for sound to...
Distasteful.
Oh, bite me, old man. I like mushrooms. Maybe not stinkhorn mushrooms, but still. What in the world? Blood on the bow? Hey, Chico. I thought it was blood on the snow. But yeah, I'm gonna try and preserve my vocal cords more. Excuse me. Sorry. Whenever I actually, when I stream other games, I don't talk near as much as I talk when we're reading. Oh, you're just joshing me? How you doing today? Yeah, I don't talk near as much with other games as I do with ESO, because ESO is constant reading. And so, it's much easier for me to run out of vocal space.
We can use this.
Speaking of, I'm gonna drink a little bit and then get another mint. I forgot to mute. What do you think? Got a lot going on? I'm sure you'll be able to handle it, hun. You just have to be patient with yourself. What do you think of all the shorts I pumped out yesterday? I've got 3 planned for every day until the end of the month. YouTube makes it really easy to make shorts. Like, really easy to make shorts. That one, that one I risk. Tomorrow, the Zeal of Zenithar starts. If you're interested at all in that, we might do a little bit of Zeal of Zenithar stuff. Not really. As fun as it is to play, it's kind of not really fun to watch.
Keep your eyes open for a good tea shop. Always happy to try a new blend.
Go grab this way shrine. But I realized while I was doing my shorts that my sound...
the streets of our fair city, Keshu. I demand you deal with the criminal post-haste.
Your guards did their job, Counselor Vandacia. The prisoner is secure.
And what's this? More assassins? Explain yourself immediately.
Grumpy old dirt. Yeah. Haha, funny. Just, I've been cutting up the, lore books as we read them. And then posting each lore book as a separate short. I think that's my best bet for now. Because, like, I have plans, but at the same time, I don't want to just, like... I don't know. I'll figure it out. But does the sound better? I was working on it for a nice chunk this morning, trying to get it to where the sound was, not as hollow as yesterday. I even went so far as to connect my pink mic again, just to see if it was working again. It apparently is. I don't know what's up with it. I don't know why it likes to not work sometimes and then work others. We got tons of freaking books in here. Look at all these books. Nice.
One attempt on my life today is more than enough. If you're another one of those Dark Brotherhood bastards, I assure you, you won't find either myself or Governor Keshu to be easy prey.
Well, I'm glad it helps, Chico. I'm no assassin. Counselor Leviticus sent me to warn you. He wants you to go to Lewin.
Warn me? As always, Leviticus offers too little and too late. I received the letter, same as the other counselors. My personal guard took the threat seriously, and we captured the assassin in the act. But what of my esteemed colleagues? Are they safe?
Counselors Jurek, Sophus, and Abor were murdered. They're all dead.
Dead? All 3 of them? This is unimaginable. Pharaoh Lupus's letter suggested the Longhouse Emperors left behind a secret that would prove to be a threat. But I thought he was just being melodramatic. Has Leviticus determined what this is about?
The secret concerns the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. We're examining old records to learn more.
4 ambitions? Never heard of them. How could something I know nothing about make me a target of the Dark Brotherhood? It's got to be a mistake. You must question the prisoner. Get him to confess and reveal the truth of this sordid affair.
I think it's an Imperial outfit you can get. I'll have to look and see if it's like always in the Crown store, if it's one of the ones that just kind of passes through. Because I know the female version, the longer one, that one passes through the Crown store. But I think occasionally, I think this is one of the ones that just pops up occasionally. I'll question the prisoner. Where are you holding them?
Governor Keshu locked the prisoner in the holding cell in the courthouse basement. Question the villain, and find out why the Dark Brotherhood is trying to wipe out anyone who was part of the Imperial Elder Council. I'll head for Leowin afterward.
Yeah, the style that he is Imperial. So, that's why he was an Imperial Counselor. He was one of the Elder Council. You really don't have any idea what the secret of the Longhouse Emperors pertains to?
I wish there was something I could tell you. The letter I received suggested that some old council business was the cause of all this. Why the Dark Brotherhood would be interested in such menial affairs, I'm not sure. I'm completely baffled.
How did you manage to survive the attack and also capture your assassin?
My personal guard is dedicated and well-trained. Not to mention lucky. I was nearing the courthouse when the assassins sprang from the shadows. My guards reacted instantly and overpowered the villain. We brought them here and Keshu locked them away.
Okay. Let's start reading books. Oh, we read this one yesterday. Myth Galore. Oop, this one we didn't. Wines of Blackwood by Aureus Hertano. Wines of Blackwood by Aureus Hertano. Cyrodiilic love of good food and drink is well known throughout Tamriel, and no imperial table setting is complete without a bottle or jug of rich wine to accompany the meal. Yet, when enthusiasts gather to discuss their favorite vintages, most assume that the only wines that will be discussed are the famous robust red blends of the Clovian Highlands. In this author's estimation, that is a grievous oversight. Every region of the Empire produces wines of some merit, including, of course, the province of Blackwood. An authoritative survey of all the vintners in such a large region would, of course, be beyond the scope of this humble transcript. Instead, let us turn our attention to the styles and characteristics of wines from this little-regarded viticulture area. Leowin and the surrounding Blackwood countryside are among the warmest and most humid regions in the Empire, and this, of course, means that different varieties of grape and growing techniques are required here than one might find in Clovia. Grapes in this climate ripen swiftly, lending themselves to sweet, complex wines with strong floral and fruity notes. We begin with the left bank wines of the hills west of the Niben River, close by the dry plains of Anequina. This, of course, is the most arid part of the Trans-Niben region, and the wines made here are the most Clovian in character of any in Leowin. Red varieties, such as the Queen's Tear and Naranith Fine, do quite well here. Mild winters and long growing season ripen the grapes early. The Trans-Niben hills produce sweet yet robust wines that can be truly extraordinary in the hands of a master vintner. Moving east, we come to the eaves of the Niben Forest. Hotter and more humid than the regions west of the river, this area is not well suited for most red grapes. However, white grape varieties, such as the Petite Grey, the White Moon, and the Great Ambrosia, flourish in these forest-shadowed vineyards. They are, of course, among the sweetest and most fruity of all imperial wines, yet that should not detract from any assessment of their quality. Crisp, elegant, and refreshing at their best, the Niben Forest whites need not be shamed in any imperial lord's cellars. Farther east, on the margins of the Black Marsh, we finally come to lands where grapes simply do not do well. Sweltering heat and humidity make the establishment of vineyards all but impossible. Necessity is the mother of invention, of course, so the people of Blackwood's eastern borders instead make wine of a sort from what they have on hand. Figs, blackberries, blueberries, and even peaches. One might be forgiven for assuming that these could only produce cloyingly sweet fruit juice, and in many cases one would be correct. But some of these fruit wines are surprisingly balanced, and a suitable complement to the spicy cuisine favored in the area. No one would suggest cellaring a Black Marsh peach wine or serving it to a guest with a selective palate, but to wash down a homesteader's dinner on a warm summer evening, one could do worse. I agree. Fruit wine is really great during the summer. I know, food books are everywhere in Blackwood. It's kind of crazy. I think maybe because the Imperials are like foodies or something. Makes kind of sense. Let's see. We read that yesterday. What's here? Oh. Tissue from egg to adolescence. Just give me 1 second. I need to drink some water and scratch my eyeball. Oh man. And of course get a peppermint. The Imperials do? I didn't know that. Kishu from Egg to Adolescence by Peak Arel, friend and confidant to Kishu the Blackfin. Kishu the Blackfin, war hero and founder of the movement for an advanced sexual society, started out as just any other of my many egg brothers and egg sisters. There wasn't anything overtly special about her when we were growing up in the village of Sexetzol. Not that I could see anyway. She played traditional games, ate traditional food, and learned to hunt and track and fight. I guess if Kishu excelled at anything, it was tracking and fighting. She took to these activities like a Shep takes to water, outperforming the rest of us with an ease that was almost supernatural. Kishu and I became friends almost from the moment we emerged from our eggs. We were inseparable. We played together, did our chores, and attended our lessons together. Growing up as all Sexil do, I suppose I began to notice something different about Kishu about this period. She had a passion for history that went beyond memorizing facts and numbers. She wanted to learn everything she could find out about the once great Sexil civilization that existed before Duskfall. In this matter, she was an individual, much more independent and more free-thinking than the rest of her egg siblings. In some ways, her fiery individualism frightened me. I guess the Hist saw the same things that I noticed, for when she licked the Hist on our naming day, she was awarded with the name Kishu, which literally means stands apart. It was a strong name, a good name, the name of a crocodile in a lake of Shap. Kishu accepted the name with dignity and honor. It fit her well. To demonstrate that Kishu wasn't all dull history and fighting, let me tell you about an event from our early childhood. The egg tender, Julan Na, was forever scolding us and driving us from the Zol Uxith, the sacred nest, even though Kishu loved to play among the developing eggs. To teach the egg tender a lesson, Kishu tracked and captured a young Wamasu. She released it into the nest, assuming it would scare the egg tender and provide us all with a good laugh. It did the trick all right, but it also cracked 3 innocent and helpless eggs. Kishu was so mortified by the damage she had caused, she volunteered to assist the egg tender for the entire cycle of the calendar. Near the end of that cycle, the Raj Dalith, literally the elder teacher, Dramasin, arrived to instruct us in preparation for our rites of maturity. It was during this intensive period of lessons and training that Kishu's companions gathered around her. In addition to myself, Kishu attracted the attention of the powerful Vas Haruk, sly T1, and the clever Zosin. Vas Harak was a mountain of a woman who was almost Kishu's equal in battle. T1 would develop into a thief and a spy. Zosin, on the other hand, enjoyed mixing alchemical tinctures and would go on to become a powerful mage. All would follow Kishu to war, all except me. Throughout that season, our friendships deepened, and Dramasin did everything in his power to prepare us for our maturity rites, but that is another tale entirely. I actually winced when I heard she released the Wamasuan with the eggs. That's really just a kid thing to do. You don't even think about the implications of things that you're going to do when you're so small. Oh, that was a good one, though. It was a joke. That's funny. Oh, Xerxes and Alkma by Fendeleth. I am to be married, she said aloud. Xerxes, is this what I want, or just what I must do? He rose from her book in silence, measuring her worth. Marriage joins 2 as 1, he said. He wrote in the dirt with a dark oak staff, creating a river. This is 1, Xerxes said. He wrote again. The terrain changed, splitting the river in 2 as it flowed over a newly formed cliff. He stepped to its edge and beckoned to her. 2 become 1, he said softly in her ear, pointing over the edge of the twin falls, joining together in a pool below. Should I marry then? One can travel quite far alone or together. Which do you prefer? That was a good one. Daedra worshipped the Aliens. Daedra worshipped the Aliens by Frestus the Elenhir. The reasons why the Daedra are reviled and their worship forbidden among all the civilized races of Tamriel are well understood, and as this series of papers will show, are grounded in historical events. The opinions of the so-called academic who styles herself Lady Cinnabar notwithstanding, the evidence supporting my assertions is incontrovertible and generally accepted by all accredited scholars of antiquity. The Aldmiri, who'd been first to begin organized worship of the Aedra, were also the first to venerate the Daedra lords. This probably began on a small scale among the Aelids, those elves who left the Somerset Isles to create splinter cultures in central and southwest Tamriel, in some cases specifically to evade the strictures of Aldmiri regulation, which forbade, among many other things, the worship of Daedra. As Aeliad culture flourished, drawing even further from Alinor in the last millennium of the Merithic era, Daedric worship took hold and spread among the Heartland High Elves. The Aedra were still widely revered, with probably a majority of the Aelids continuing to pay them homage, but cults devoted to the various Daedric princes sprang up across Cyrodiil, tolerated and then celebrated. Unlike the Chimer, the Aelids made no distinction between good and bad. Daedra, indeed even some of the more heinous princes, received mass veneration, especially when their worship was adopted and endorsed by Aeliad kings and aristocrats. Widespread Daedra worship among the Heartland Elves was particularly ill news for the tribes of Nedic humans, who were then arriving in Tamriel. The Aelids enslaved the immigrant tribes of men, at first occasionally, but then systematically, and the Nedic people found themselves subject to masters, who in many cases worshipped the princes, including those who encouraged slavery, domination, and cruelty. Under the Aelids, the human thralls found themselves the subjects of such Daedra-inspired arts as flesh sculpting and gut gardening. In fact, the revulsion for Daedra worship that pervades most human cultures in Tamriel probably originated in this period. The Alessian slave revolt of the early First Era was largely fueled by desperate rage against the Aelids' Daedra-inspired cruelty. The Aeliad kings who aligned themselves with the rebellion were largely Aedra worshippers, which in part explains why, once the Aelids were overthrown, Queen Alessia incorporated the leading elven Aedra into the First Empire's worship of the Eight Divines. Her new empire of Cyrodiil outlawed the worship of the Daedric princes, and Daedra-worshipping Aelids were exterminated wherever they were found. Thus, by the middle of the First Era, large-scale Daedra worship was extinct in central Tamriel, surviving only amongst the Chimer in the northeast of the continent, and among the Orcs, ever a pariah people, who worship Malakath, or Malak, as their god ancestor. Elsewhere, among men, mer, and beast peoples, Daedra worship survived only at the levels of cults, which were more or less forbidden. Lady Cinnabar's assertions to the contrary are so much horsewash. We read Lady Cinnabar yesterday, and this is the guy that she was like, old bastard. It's so funny. Let's see, do we have any more books? We got more bookshelves, heck yeah. We read that yesterday. Ooh, House Halalu, Philosophy of Trade. If you want to understand the essential philosophy of House Halalu, examine its coat of arms. Behold the scale. It represents balance, trade, and compromise. These essential concepts influence everything the house seeks to accomplish and directs its activities. Strive for balance in all things. When the scale tips to one side or the other, someone or something gets shortchanged. When someone gets shortchanged, unpredictability and strife unbalance the world around us. This idea must be embraced by every member of the house. To achieve freedom from greed, from want, and from strife, all parties in any exchange must find balance. Trade is the house's weapon, its tool, and its way. The house thrives when value and profit flows between supply and demand. House Halalu seeks to maintain open trade with anyone who would engage in honest business. Not even a lowly ashlander with gold or goods in hand would be turned away. This policy protects and empowers the house. The greatest defense remains a wall built of gold, and many foes have broken against the profitable walls of House Halalu. The most honorable conclusion to any conflict is compromise. When two parties seeking balance come together in any exchange, compromise becomes the natural conclusion. Anything can be achieved if both the left hand and the right hand work together. Not everyone is reasonable, however. Sometimes others must be coaxed into compromise. For that, the House Halalu Guard stands ready. Oh, that's to Gideon. I don't need to go out and get side yet. Oh, there's downstairs. There's
The cell door is open. What happened here?
Poured something on the lock. Hit me. And escaped.
Some sort of acid ate right through the lock. Look, there's more of it on the floor.
Escape. Yeah, I was really surprised Dark Brotherhood person could
He ran that
be captured.
way, toward the old ruins.
Okay. Gotta follow the acid.
He almost knocked me over. How rude.
Mm-hmm. Super rude. Never mind the acid he's dripping. Well, where's... Oh, here it goes.
He attacked this legionnaire and ran into the ruins of the old city.
One of the things I like about this mic is it has a little mute button on the side, so whenever I have to clear my throat, I can hit that little mute button super easy instead of having to, like, move around and find buttons and stuff. So... I think I have to go and level up my writing stuff. It's probably what that's about. It's been on me since yesterday, but I didn't really have an interest in going to figure it out. Ew, I'm swimming in you. Ooh, I got a research portfolio. Thanks, bud. Let's see. Oh, there's a froggies.
If we must!
I'm doing this because some of the golden endeavors are for me to defeat opponents on a higher tier difficulty. And so, these froggies count.
Magicka there. Pop up.
It's okay. It's not like it's an offensive emoji. I don't think they have any offensive emojis. Shelf. Oh no, we read that one. It was Kishu from Frog to Adolescence. What about this one? We read that yesterday. Sacred Witness Part 1. We read Tribes of Blackwood.
Scholarship. I
Oh,
can
the
smell it
Argonian
from
Maid,
here.
an oral tradition. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's see. Let me straighten out. It's a Nerf gun. It's Nerf or nothing. I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna sip, and then I'm gonna start the story. A lot of S's. Okay. Gotta make sure to put mints on my grocery list for tomorrow. The Argonian Maid, an Oral Tradition by Tellinger the Artificer. Recently I attended a stage production called The Lusty Argonian Maid. Bawdy, delightful, and filled with innuendo, I'm surprised it was never presented in this form before. According to my research, the Lusty Argonian Maid has its origins in a long line of tales told by traveling bards, each with a slightly different title and premise, but the same end result. A female innocent succumbs to the charms of a dominant married male character. In the South, the tale was occasionally presented as the Lusty Bosmiri, and 2 moons for sugar. I've also heard Shorenhelm's Lusty Orifice, the Sandy Spear of Alkir, and the Maiden's Tight Hold, in taverns across the north and northwest. In a stage play, each of the character archetypes is brought to life before the audience. Unless the acting is superb, the subject matter can come off flat and uninspired. Also, a play takes away from the verbal dexterity exhibited by a bard, such as the legendary Khajiit Talesinger. The feline bard described the various ploys used by the man to bring the maiden to her knees in a way that makes one's pulse race and breath quicken, wondering what would come next. Indeed, much of the Argonian Maid borrows heavily from Talesinger's songs, uncredited, but naturally I recognize them immediately, in which the maiden helps the male with a spear, a loaf of bread, and a split flask of coconut milk. Fortunately, the players in the current production of The Lusty Argonian Maid are excellent, bringing this age-old tale to new heights. The reference to the spear of the hunter would bring laughter to the most sullen, and the wheel of cheese. Well, I've never seen this variant before, but it was truly inspired. I foresee this play will outlive its humble beginnings as a fireside amusement to become a choice but bit of frivolous entertainment for generations to come. That's hilarious. Yay, shenanigans! I mean, I guess it is offensive, just because it's not used the way it was originally intended. Oops. Oh, let me kill this guy really close. Come here. I need another death on my conscience. Ta-da! More books. I mean, she might be able to time out. I don't know if she knows how yet. We read that yesterday. We read that today. Oh.
Value appraisal systems functioning at 93%.
He wants to be timed out because he put the eggplant emoji in chat. It's fine. Just don't do it again. I'm not like super upset or anything.
Dreaming. Flowers.
You would click on his name and it'd bring up options for you to do stuff.
Arcanist here.
Bonana. Letter from Astara. Elam. The ruins within Blood Run Cave are gutted long ago, turned into a charnel path hit by the local villages. However, the sanctuary itself remains pristine. Cave's reputation as a place of untold danger clearly persists. This will serve us well. Fighting through the cave itself may take some doing, but the door is located far back within the ruins. It is a long trek, be warned. If we intend to reopen the sanctuary, you must clear it out. I leave the details to you. And remember, death, my brother, that's the key. Matron Astara.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. All right, let's chat. Do you make it a habit to read other people's mail? That letter is personal and private, full of sensitive information.
The letter talks about opening a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary in Blood Run Cave.
Well, aren't you a fast reader? If you chased after me because of something Council Van Dacia told you, well, he lied. If the Dark Brotherhood sets out to kill you, you're dead. We don't make mistakes. We don't fail. Not ever.
We found evidence besides numerous murder victims, members of the Elder Council that you killed.
I haven't killed anyone. Not recently, anyway. And if you're talking about our calling card, anyone can dip their palm in black ink and slap it on a sheet of parchment. Look, we received no contracts. I'm here on different business entirely.
Who would want to blame the Dark Brotherhood for these murders?
Good question. If you figure it out, let me know. I certainly owe someone for the bruises the Councilor's guards gave me. Now, as much fun as this has been, I really do need to get back to my daring escape. Best of luck with your mystery.
If you really are innocent, come back to the courthouse with me.
Tempting, but no. I detest so-called places of justice.
Alright, let's see what else we got. No. I forgot who it is, but yeah, it's a setup.
Planning to improve your equipment while you're here? Smart.
Let's see. Gotta go back inside this way. Nope, not this way. Darn it. I unmuted while I was trying to clear my throat. Excuse me. Shenanigans, guess what? So yesterday I went and I took the stream from yesterday and I was able to create shorts. I spent like a huge chunk of last night and some of this morning doing it, but I managed to make 3 shorts for every day for the rest of the month. They're all me reading books, but yeah, I'm excited. Wait, isn't there a book about this questline or something? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah.
So, the mercenary from Leowin has returned. Tell me, were you able to capture the assassin? Or perhaps you killed him in battle once you caught up to him? I am eager to hear the news.
I wasn't able to apprehend the Dark Brotherhood agent, but I recovered this letter.
Allow me to peruse the document, if you will. Proof positive that the Dark Brotherhood is in Blackwood. We must find this sanctuary and destroy it.
The Dark Brotherhood agent denied his organization's involvement. He said he never attacked you.
What did you expect? Such lies fall from his lips like rain from the sky on a stormy day. Villains never freely admit their guilt. The evidence is right here in this letter. Meet me in Leowin and we'll share this information with Leviticus.
Where's Governor Kishu? Shouldn't you have more guards?
What? Oh, my personal guard are nearby, and these legionnaires are sufficient. You need not be concerned. As for Keshu, she had business to attend to. Gideon business. I saw no reason to distract her from her regular duties. Now to Leowin.
Yeah, I was able to get... I was able to get, several stories done. So I think that'll be a nice way to get some shorts. I just have to be careful that whenever I'm doing the reading and stuff, I'm doing it just strictly reading instead of answering chat. I have to wait to answer chat until after I finish the books. Yeah, I was so excited. Because yesterday went so well with the readings and I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And so I did. And here we are. This way. But I realized that some of the sound, like my voice and stuff, didn't sound right. And so I adjusted and played with sound this morning. I put on my but it's that mic that I have, the pink one. And messed with the sound levels and everything. I fixed it, I think. And then I also get the bonus of this particular mic having a mute sensor at the top of it, and so it's easier to mute than previously. So hi! We already read the books in Leowin Castle.
Dark Brotherhood. They must be driven out of Blackwood.
I still can't figure out why they would be targeting us, Vandacia.
Eliminate the threat first. Then we can seek answers.
All of the remaining counselors in Blackwood are gathered here in the castle. Valeria, Vandacia, and myself. While we await the arrival of the scribe I sent for, tell me what you uncovered in Gideon. I'm not sure I agree with Vandacia's assessment.
I found a letter. It talked about us reestablishing a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary in Blood Run Cave.
Yes. I remember reports of their presence early in Morikar's reign, but they were driven out. The assassins must see this as the perfect opportunity to reclaim their base, but what does that have to do with Leovik's secret and the ambitions?
I'm not sure. And why are they assassinating the counselors?
Vandacia, Valeria, and I were just discussing that. We think Leovik had each of the counselors unknowingly working on a different aspect of the Ambitions project. They each had access to a piece of the puzzle, but no one but Leovik knew everything.
So someone called upon the Dark Brotherhood to murder the counselors to preserve the secret?
That's our prevailing theory. If the counselors ever came together to compare notes, the truth of the Ambitions would be revealed. To stop that from happening, the Dark Brotherhood was sent to kill my colleagues.
The Dark Brotherhood agent claimed they weren't responsible for the murders of the counselors.
Indeed. Very curious. Still, I'm hesitant to take the word of an admitted killer at face value. Not with so much at stake. Regardless, their very presence still poses a threat to all of Blackwood. The Sanctuary cannot be allowed to reopen.
Maybe the coded documents Evely and I recovered can tell us more.
Jirix and Sophis' documents contain information written in Imperial code. I sent for the scribe Aragon, but he has yet to arrive. Until then, the counselors will remain safe within these walls. You have done well so far, and have my thanks.
Wait.
Whatever the truth behind the murders of my fellow counselors, we can't allow the Dark Brotherhood to gain a foothold in Blackwood. I'd like you and Evely to go to Bloodrun Cave to ascertain the situation there. Talk to Evely and make your plans.
Shouldn't you send the Brigadines to deal with the Dark Brotherhood?
Until we know more, I'm not prepared to engage in an all-out war with the Dark Brotherhood. No, better to send you and Evely to investigate the situation. Then we can determine if a more forceful response is warranted.
Okay.
Hey, partner! Over here! All right, you heard Leviticus. Time to get back to work. While the counselors stay safe in Leowyn Castle and wait for the scribe to arrive, we need to find out what the Dark Brotherhood is actually up to. Show me that letter you found in Gideon.
Here, it's orders from the Dark Brotherhood's matron. They want to establish a sanctuary in the area.
Yeah, these are definitely orders. It mentions Bloodrun Cave. That's northeast of Leowyn, toward the edge of Blackwood territory. Well, as the spinners always say, the best way to find out what's happening in the clearing is to step into it.
The letter indicates that the entrance to the sanctuary is deep inside the cave.
Of course it does. Nothing has been easy since I found that strange book and started chasing down Leovik's secret. Well, are you still interested in solving the mystery of the Ambitions? Will you come with me to Bloodrun Cave?
I'll go with you to Bloodrun Cave to investigate the sanctuary.
The counselors should be safe, so meet me at Bloodrun Cave. We need to determine if the Dark Brotherhood is behind the murders or not. Either way, that sanctuary is a threat to Blackwood. I just hope I don't have another one of those waking visions.
Waking vision?
Remember back at Fort Blueblood when we found the murdered servant? I had a vision of a shadowy figure. It was a robed and hooded cultist. Order of the Waking Flame, I think. It was brief and powerful, over in a moment, but the figure felt evil.
Evely really does have a lot of adventures, but I think that's because she likes adventures, you know? And do you think these dreams and visions are connected to the strange book you recovered?
What else could it be? The book seems very old, and it's written in a language we can't read. Just carrying it around, it feels heavy, oppressive, like a burden I didn't know I had. But Lupus sent me to find it. It must be important.
Important how?
I don't know. I'm an archer, not a Daedric scholar or anything. I don't think I should let the Order of the Waking Flame get their hands on it, though. And maybe one of these visions, if I have any more, will actually help us figure this all out.
Are you sure you want to keep carrying it around? We haven't seen any cultists for a while now.
No, but that last vision I had was clearly a warning about the cult leader, whoever they are. They're powerful and evil. So, bad dreams or no bad dreams, I think I'll hang on to the book, just in case.
Okay.
I'll meet you at Bloodrun Cave.
You made the right...
Got to slot all these points in. Oh, yeah, but that's like, he's just randomly talking. It's not... Or is he randomly talking? I don't know.
Blood Run Cave is a dangerous place,
person.
whether the Dark Brotherhood is present or not. You and Everly should be on your guard at all times. Watch out for each other. I would hate to lose operatives as valuable as you two have been.
Remind me what we're dealing with?
Everly brought word of a threat against the former members of the Imperial Elder Council, including Councilor Leviticus. The threat seems to be related to a secret of the Longhouse Emperors. A secret concerning something called the Four Ambitions.
What are the Four Ambitions?
We don't actually know. We sent for an Imperial scribe to decipher the coded documents you found, but they have yet to arrive. In the meantime, we've been doing everything we can to protect the Councilors from Dark Brotherhood assassins.
And are the Councilors safe?
Leviticus, Valeria, and Vandacia are safely ensconced in Leowen Castle. Unfortunately, we couldn't save Jirik, Sophus, and Eivor. You found the Dark Brotherhood's calling card at every scene, yet the assassin you met claims they killed no one.
And do you believe them?
Assassins are not the most reliable source of truth. Still, that's part of what we're sending you to their sanctuary to determine. Good luck, mercenary. We're all counting on you.
Okay, there we go.
Is there something you wanted?
Okay. I mean, we're making good time on the game, even if it is just kind of... 1 of 7. Woo! Even if it does seem a little bit slower. Like, it'll take us a while to complete this quest line, because I keep stopping to read books, but I don't really mind. I got nowhere to be. And we'll just pick it back up whenever it's time to play. Whenever it's planned for ESO week.
Biko, over here. Rock Grove begs for your aid.
Nope, sorry, I'm not helping Rock Grove. I can barely help myself. These thumbs are all but useless.
Another
yeah, I
chance
need to
at
get the
perfection.
add-ons on here, because tomorrow starts Zeal of Zenithar. And, that's when nodes drop, like, double resources, and writs give you extra stuff. So, I want to take part in that. So I'm probably going to have to figure that out tonight. It's going to be on my list. That and, doing some more shorts. The shorts are scheduled to go out at 9 a.m., 9 p.m., and noon every day. Excuse me, I have them scheduled, just they're sitting there waiting to release, so... Okay, still running. Some of them are super short, and some of them are like a decent length. I haven't had one that's 5 minutes yet, I don't believe, but they've had some that are over 4. And I'm stopping to collect everything because part of my tomes thing is to be collecting stuff, harvesting stuff. Stuff and things. So. Mr. Bear. Stone. No, you really can't farm. Like, okay, do you mean farm as in just spend the entire game collecting stuff? Or farm as in till the ground, plant the seeds? Okay, I need your assistance. Oh. Yes. So you can spend a playthrough just going around collecting stuff off the ground, like nodes. You cannot actually farm as in, like, till the ground, sow the seeds. I just don't feel like farming today because I want to hit things. I want to do things. I want to read stories so I can make shorts. Because I have figured that doing full-length videos of reading is really not my shtick. But doing a live stream and then cutting the shorts up and leaving a playlist for y'all to go through, that's actually a really good idea. That way y'all can just have that whole list and you can pick whatever stories you want instead of having to go through and listen to stories you don't want.
I'm taking notes on your progress, just so you're aware. Galvanizing.
Galvanizing. Zenithar's app. Oh, is this a public dungeon?
Oh, perhaps this bazaar isn't so empty after all. Have a
I don't
word,
want to do it right now, though. I want to go and do the quests.
Good find, cohort.
I think the only time I get irritated at Xander is when he gets pissy about mushrooms. Otherwise, I like him just fine. He's nice. Speaking of, what is this? Yeah, what is it? Spell damage, when just 7 meters or less grants you range supremacy for 5 seconds. Thanks. Books here. It's very interestingly set up. I like it. So, can I get inside? Yeah. That's stinky. Gives me plenty of space in my inventory now. Off we go. Hey. Goblins. Ooh. Ooh, jewelry box. Ooh, heavy sack.
A prosperous discovery.
Really was. Okay, off we go. Yeah, I think that's for the best. Oopsie, tome coins. Heck yeah. Okay. Hey, mining. No, if we end up near my house, I need to go by and drop a bunch of furniture I got off as a reward. No, I'm not looking for chickens. Hey, I need to just, So, that activity finder. Tamriel Tomes, right? No, not Tamriel Tomes. Golden Pursuits, right? A new challenge arises. Defeat 40 empty enemies on seasoned difficulty or higher. Defeat 80 enemies on seasoned difficulty or higher. Defeat 120 enemies on seasoned difficulty or higher. And each one of those that you complete, you get different rewards. And so I want to get the rewards. So I'm fighting everything so I can get the rewards. Head. Ooh, book. Gift of the Little Mothet. Gift of the Little Mothet. A book for intrepid adolescents by Chanel Cess. Azir bounded ahead, his feet skittering lightly over the grass-covered rocks. He said his people's camp wasn't far, but he'd said that every morning since the two of them had left Jeti's tribal lands. Jeti was starting to feel her tolerant tree shake loose from its roots. Still, Khazar promised that his people were nearby and that they had no intention of moving yet. Jeti believed him, for what else could she do? Her tribe needed the medicines that the Lilmot it carried. However, her mother needed the cure. She was growing weaker every day. The sickness came out of nowhere. One day, 2 or 3 adults developed fevers. After that, the symptoms spread. The spread was slow at first. The healers could deal with the fever and patients who had trouble keeping food down. But then the healers' huts filled. The healers did what they could. Most of the time, patients were just kept comfortable. When the young Kit wandered into the village, claiming to have escaped from some slavers, Jeti was the first to approach him. For being so young, Khazir didn't speak like a hatchling. He remembered all that he'd seen since the slavers had taken him from his people. The route he'd traveled was still fresh in his mind, as was the place where the Limothet had set camp. The majority of her tribe couldn't bring themselves to trust the Kit. The Limothet and her tricks were too well remembered, but Jeti knew that what could be at stake. She and the Kit gathered supplies and sneaked away, not 3 nights after the Kit had stumbled into camp. Now Jeti was starting to question her decision to trust Khazir. They'd been walking for so long that her feet had grown rough in new places, and the pack on her back was nearly empty. The dust of the road caked her throat. It had been days since they'd seen anyone else traveling. If she didn't know any better, Jeti would say that no one ever walked this path before. But there were footprints in the dust, and the undergrowth was cut away from the ground. Someone had been here recently. They were just out of view. The Kit climbed atop another boulder and let out a shout, full-throated cheer. "Here, we're here!" Jeti scrambled up the pile of rocks on willowy legs to stand next to her young traveling companion and look down into the ravine. Sorry, I had a cough. There were the signs of a camp. Embers and charcoal gathered in a tight circle, holes poked into the ground from tent poles, and an assortment of wood lying around, as well as tracks leading east. Jeti felt her spine slink in disappointment. The Limothet may have been here, but they were moved on. Jeti walked in silence through the abandoned camp while Khazir scampered about, looking behind rocks and trees as if a member of his tribe was going to pop out and welcome him back. They circled the camp, moving through the valley as the sun shone brightly above them. There wasn't anything left in the camp besides ashes and some holes. The trip had been over nothing. Kazir was never going to reunite with his people, and Jati failed in her mission to retrieve the medicine her mother so desperately needed. Here, here, Kazir tore into a pile of discarded wood and wagon wheels. Excuse me. When he emerged, he carried a clay jar clutched between his hands. Jati found her pace slowing as she neared the kit. His ears were slumped in disappointment, but his eyes were bright. He removed the jar's lid. Inside, a thick paste reeked of pungent herbs. What is that? Jati asked, turning her head from the smell. Mother's mix clears all sickness. Good for Kazir, good for Jati. Jati almost didn't believe him. After all, he said his tribe would not leave him behind. It's medicine. Kazir stared up at her earnestly and pressed the lidded jar into her hands. Medicine, a gift from my tribe to yours. Then Kazir turned away. He followed the tracks east and never looked back. Jati watched until he disappeared over the horizon. Then she took the gift of Lilmothit and went to administer it to her mother. And the rest of the sick huddled in the healers' huts. Ha ha ha, funny. Funny bunny. Oh, and a chest. It's been a very good visit, a very good journey. Books and treasure? That's what life's all about, man. And then... I need to poke at you. I hope you don't mind. And if you do mind, it's too bad, so sad. One. In the butt. Yay! On to the next. Did that get me on? It did. Woo! Nice. So now we're gonna go on to the next. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going a ways away. Holy smokes. Okay. Just keep wandering and collecting things, reading books and opening treasure chests. That's exploring.
Quality material makes for quality goods.
I guess I could swim over there. Can I swim over there? Why? Hello, me. Oh. I guess we're swimming. I wonder if I'm gonna die. I don't think I'm gonna die, but I could. It might happen. You never know where they're gonna put the piranhas. I mean, there's a good estimated guess, and of course trial and error, but you never know for sure until you go. Oh, hey, there's an ogre. You want to go kick his butt? Oh, he's not back there. He pops back up when we're done. Let's go kill an ogre. I'm sure that'll make you very happy. Oh, and an alligator. It's a 2-for-1 special over here. Yep, he liked it. It's the little things, you know? Let's see. There's another one, but he's got a timer on for it, I think, so... Well, he may have a timer for it, but I don't have a timer for killing things on season difficulty or higher, so... Were you fighting a bear? Oh.
Ah, newfound understanding. And with it, you wish to engage in badinage?
Badinage? Let's see. Oh. Oh. I guess you haven't leveled up enough to unlock more of that stuff. That's fine. We'll explore together. I need to level up too. It's like exercising with a friend. Ooh, hey. And there's a skill shard. Sky shard, my bad. Boom. Ta-da! Nice. And we continue on. Ooh. Pokey pokey. Nice. There's not that many books around here. Oh well. Oh look, I don't take that disrespect, ma'am. Ha! I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the extra quest. I think we'll just do the regular thing. I'll do side quests later. Maybe there'll be books in here. Ooh, books. Quit trying to get me to do that, please. Evely, come here.
Glad
I need to
you
speak
made
with
it.
you.
I wasn't looking forward to going much deeper without you. So this is Blood Run Cave, huh? Creepy. You go on ahead. I'll follow behind you. Make sure nothing tries to ambush us. I'll catch up farther in.
How are we supposed to find the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary?
Check the letter you found. It said something about a door located deeper inside the cave. And there was a strange line about death being the key, whatever that means. Go on. I'll follow along shortly.
Okie doke. Going this way? I guess we're going this way. I need another peppermint real quick. Alrighty. Oh hey, there's an enemy. Cool. Oh, he's gone. What is that? That right there, what is that? It's a ghost. It's a wee little ghosty.
Hostilities ended.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Now.
What hostilities ended? Because we still got this dude here staring at us. With his big flaming bony ass. Okay. And onward. Book? No book. No, thank you. I like to enjoy my games. The only reason I'm even doing season difficulties is so I can get the golden pursuits. Besides, there's some really, really strong players in this game. No books? What kind of sin is this? Stacks of books, but no books.
have an accord.
Yes, we do have an accord. Oh, what's up there?
Onward and upward.
Onward and upward. Cool. Anything fun and interesting? Nothing? Ugh. Ooh. Where am I going? Am I going this way? I think I'm going this way. Cool. I got myself some gold.
If we must.
Yes, we must. Anything's gonna happen. They're gonna come after us. We don't. Where am I going?
Ah, we have an accord.
This place is huge! No sign of the Dark Brotherhood. Just a lot of creepy undead. Let's keep
Increase
going.
your mobility.
Where am I supposed to go? Where am I, like, kind of weird? Okay. So, which way are we going? This way? This way. I think this way. Cool. And there's that. This it? Maybe. Is it? This might be it too. Cool. I don't know if that was what I was supposed to do, but I did it. Ooh, Necromancer's Diary. With the Shade Sickle in my hands, it's only a matter of time before my goal. The plan that's been in progress all this time comes to fruition. When those Bretons forged the blade, they couldn't dream of what it could achieve. A blade with the ability to separate the living from their shadows. It would take a genius to realize what power that holds. The blade is no mere toy. Where their shadows removed, a person begins to lose touch with themselves. Thoughts beyond the basic facts of life dissipate until the hapless creature is nothing but a thrall. This is magic I know well. Of course, someone must have come to the same realization, otherwise why would the sickle have been secreted away to the shrine of Nocturnal under the guise of a gift? No relic of this magnitude is just left at a shrine and purposely forgotten. The Mistress of Shadows herself, what a foolish moniker that is now, doubtlessly believe the sickle is just a tool, but she shall soon see, everyone will. Of course, even the best laid plans often go awry. Those fools I hired to retrieve the Shade Sickle nearly foiled my plans with their incompetence. Getting caught by a childhood friend, the audacity of idiots truly knows no bounds. Still, they perform their tasks adequately, and for that they should be rewarded. Once I control their every action, they won't be able to repeat this mistake. Of course, I don't have to take them into service. I could just be done with them as soon as their current usefulness is worn out. There are only a few more items I need to be brought to me before the ritual to bring the sickle's power is complete. When it is at its zenith, I can use it to turn even the most stubborn of minds to my purpose, and if these new thralls of mine are harmed, I can always restore them to my control through the use of magic. The longevity and vigor of my servants will know no end. My time is almost at hand. The leaders of men may spurn me now, but they will tremble with fear when they see what I am capable of. Oh, well, I guess it's good timing that I didn't, stay long enough to re-trigger the boss. Dang. I need to charge my weapon. Do I have any sets on, or is this just... Nope, it's just fun. What level am I? Oh, holy smokes, man. I got Fredola for weapons and stuff at the moment. Dude. I need to sort out your outfit, girl. Whoa. You have, like, nothing good on. Well, then. Thank you. She's just a, arcanist. Oh, that was the chicken. Haha. Okay, where am I going, then? Oh. I don't think I need to kill them. Like, I know they put the rooms there for, you know, ambiance, but I really want to go inside and poke around. Ambiance.
That creepy black door. That's gotta be the entrance to the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary. I doubt it's as simple as turning a knob, because that door doesn't have one. Let me see that letter you found again. Wasn't there something about a key?
Here you go.
Gutted, untold danger, long trek, clear out. Ah! Here it is! And remember, death, my brother. That's the key.
How is that a key?
I don't know. Maybe it's a passphrase? I've read about things like that in some of my mystery novels. Go knock on the door or something and see what happens.
Mystery novels.
Go ahead. See if that passphrase opens the creepy black door.
Is the sound that fills the unending silence.
Death, my brother. Tested? Come on now. No, I'm not an arcanist in real life.
Still looking for your murderer? Well, you've come to the wrong place, my friends.
We found the Black Hands beside every body!
Must I say it again? You've been duped, and the Dark Brotherhood has been set up to take the blame.
Those books.
Haven't we had this conversation already? The Dark Brotherhood didn't murder those counselors. I have no quarrel with you, and you none with me. Now turn around and leave before you force me to do something you will definitely regret.
If you didn't kill the counselors, Leowyn demands to know what you're doing in Blackwood.
Leowyn demands, does it? Very well. This sanctuary belongs to the Dark Brotherhood. It has for a very long time. I have been given the joyous task of reopening it. I assure you, we're a business. We have no designs on Leowyn or the counselors.
If not the Dark Brotherhood, then who's been murdering the counselors?
Obviously some enemy of the counselors who wants to confuse you, throw suspicion on the Dark Brotherhood, keep you chasing after shadows while they accomplish whatever it is they hope to do. Perhaps we can work together to... What? Now what? Cultists, portaling in. Quickly, secure the sanctuary.
That's the Order of the Waking Flame. What are they doing here? Come on, we need to figure out what's going on.
You go figure out what's going on. I'm gonna read books. Dun dun dun. A tale forever told. The Sylvanar walked with eyes open across Valenwood. His heart, torn from its primal aspects, was an empty pit. From the wild came a Bosmer unlike any other. Her eyes were of fire, hair of wind and rain, and all who gazed upon her quaked in fear, all except the Sylvanar. Though she bared her fangs, he did not shy away. Though she sought to loose him in the underbrush, the vines parted for him to follow. She growled, filled with confused desires, wishing both to stay and to leave. In the bright clearing, she faced the Sylvanar and ripped at him with claws and teeth. Though he fended off her blows, still his blood soaked into the grass and the flowers wept. Her rage spent, the green lady finally stepped back and addressed the Sylvanar. "Why do you follow me? You are not one of us." She spat upon the ground, her fists still clenched, stained with his blood. "But I am of you," the Sylvanar said quietly. "Come, let me open your eyes to the green singing." Curious, the green lady came to the Sylvanar. Long did they stare unspeaking until they warmed to union. The forest shuddered as spirit and body became one. With his touch, she saw the dance of frond and leaf and learned the ways and wiles of Valenwood. His emptiness filled with her passion, and his nameless longing waned. Their union both tamed the wild and invigorated greenery. Huh, it's a pretty one. Hags, Harpies, and Hagravens by the unveiled Azadiah, Songbird of Stuckalim. So listen I to a sermon by the thrice honorable high priest Zuldur of the High Temple, and he did inveigh against womanhood and its inherent wickedness, citing the tale of the temptress Shekhari and the bloody crimes of Queen Jezreel. "Consider hags, harpies, and hagravens," quoth he. "Are these monsters not all, each and every one, women, and therefore wicked?" And I thought to myself, it seems to me this is a priest who likes not women. Wherefore? Wherefore, and wherein, if women are wicked, does he find the virtues of men, which he infers as a corollary? Was not the Grady Khazrim, who basely slew his 13 wives, a man? Are not the terrible ogres of the hills and the giants of the mountains always male? Consider the legendary Minotaur. Is he not even excessively male? Was not Sep the god-deceiver a male? So called I then upon the thrice honorable high priest Zuldur in his quarters, and spake thus to him. But he was unabashed, and called me immodest and presumptuous. "Yes, I presume," I said, "and I shall presume further." And I unveiled my features, and disrobed my form, and said, "Is this the wickedness you fear, O holy priest?" And the priest did shake and perspire, and reach for me with fingers avid and trembling. But I struck them aside with a laugh, and resumed my garments. And I said unto him, "Consider, O priest, that a true woman gives not her gifts to one who does not respect them." And thus did I deliver a sermon unto the high priest. Some different books. Let's see, this one is... We already read that one. We read that one. We read that one. And we read that one. Hey, that's not fair. Ooh. Legend of Vaond. Guide and Ghost Story by Linnil Durelli. Deep within those crumbling walls, where memories are said to speak and the dead mingle with the living, waits a treasure unlike any other. Its origins are unknown, but those brave enough to venture into the ruins of Vaond have brought back the words that were spoken to them by those who died long ago. Most notably, the ghost of a young adventurer who battled monsters and night creatures through the halls in search of a cure for his ailing mother's sickness. He can be seen fighting his enemies in a corridor buried beneath the ground. Each time he staggers under the assault, he talks to his mother as if he can hear her voice. There are moments where he speaks to her as if to reassure her that he is coming back. But other times, tears can be seen on his face while he tries to placate her angry spirit. In a different part of the ruin, children can be heard playing among the rocks. A blacksmith's hammer can be heard, but only on nights where the stars hide behind the clouds. Rarer still, during storms, a voice chanting and speaking in an unknown language can be heard just before thunder rumbles the cracks in the walls. Whatever else Veon holds, one thing is clear. It gives up neither its dead nor its secrets quietly. Catacombs of Cathbedrad by Victor Croquill. The cemetery of Cathbedrad is the final resting place for some of our greatest heroes, those who fought the many battles to keep High Rock safe and who bled into the rivers and the soil. They gave up everything they had to protect this very land. The term hero depends on one's point of view. One man's hero, after all, can be another's villain, and another's king might be your tyrant. But everyone's buried in Cathbedrad, fought and died for this land. Each of them, in their own way, has allowed us to live as we live today. And beneath the graves of these heroes lie the catacombs, the places where I believe the kings and queens and royalty who have passed have been entombed. My studies of the surrounding countryside indicate that the catacombs exist. However, I haven't been able to find an entrance into these hidden tombs. Allow me to speculate on subjects where the existing records are incomplete at best. Before our time, the greatest battles of the Alessians and Durrani took place in this very land. Thousands lost their lives in the great battles that occurred here. After those conflicts, we saw the last Ayleid king pass away, and the bloodline of the Durrani thin out. Yet these Durrani had the most powerful magic at their command. Some say it was a type of magic that hasn't been seen before or since the Durrani, magic that allowed them to bring down the tyranny of the Alessians and stop their army. I can only conclude that those who rest below Cathbedrad are the heroes who fell in battle those long years ago, that the Durrani buried their own and then sealed the crypts so that their resting places should never be disturbed. I will continue to search for new evidence that supports this theory, and I will continue to explore Cathbedrad in the hope of finding an entrance into those catacombs. I can only hope I don't disturb the Durrani magic that protects these tombs. Hymn of Zenithar. Refrain. Kneel before the hallowed anvil, pious children of Forge's flame. Reap the bounty of honest toil, to Zenithar thy love proclaim. Zenithar, mine lord of labor, I pray my hands are callous blessed. To thine anvil my sweat doth drip, as a steadfast heart beats in my chest. Zenithar, mine god of wealth, fill my coffer with hard-earned gold, the fruits of honest industry, oaths fulfilled and good wares sold. Zenithar, mine father of rest, grant my back its well-earned peace. When day grows dim and coals burn low, let thirst be slaked and labors ceased. That's a good timed one, actually. Let's see. Already read that one. Already read that one. Oh! Temples of the Dragon Cult by Serentil. In the distant reaches of Skyrim, beyond the remote farming communities and hunters' shacks, you may stumble over a broken stone, half buried and covered in moss and ivy. Look closer, in case these are effigies to animal gods, worshipped by Yskamor's primitives. The deification of the bear, dragon, fox, moth, wool, snake, whale, and wolf have all been recorded by our field agents, and many believe these totems stand as sentinels over lost ruins. These tumble-down temples, guarded by half-woken Draugr and worse, are from a time when the dragon cult supposedly ruled this province. While no modern Tamriel in need believed these hopelessly fanciful fables, the Nords' simple-minded veneration for these places betokens their fear of the return of the dragon priests. During the worship of Akatosh the dragon, as god-kings over men, these priests were the conduit through which dragons spoke, made laws, and were honored with grand and elaborate temples. When Alduin, Akatosh's firstborn, was defeated atop the throat of the world during the mythical Dragon War, the cult that sprung up around these dragon guardians soon receded into the soil, buried among dragon mounds with the remains of these beasts. They were finally vanquished in the Rift Mountains by High King Harald in the First Era 140. The veneration of animal gods was soon replaced by the 8 divines. The Raminada, Chapter 1, Chapter 1. Sancrator and the Birth of Remen. In those days the empire of the Cyrodiils was dead, save in memory only, for through war and slug famine and iniquitous rulers, the west split from the east, and Colovia's estrangement lasted some 400 of years. And the earth was sick with this sundering. Once worthy western kings of Anvil and Sarchel, and Falkreath and Dolodil, became through pride and habit as like thief barons, and forgot covenant. In the heartland things were no better, as arcanists and false moth priests lay in drugged stupor or the studies of vileness, and no one sat on the throne in dusted generations. Snakes and the warnings of snakes went unheeded, and the land bled with ghosts in deepest holes unto cold harbors. It is said that even the Shem El Adabal, the amulet of the kings of glory, had been lost, and its people saw no reason to find it. And it was in this darkness that King Harald set out from the lands beyond Lost Twill, with a sortie of questing knights, numbered 18 less 1, all of them western sons and daughters. For Harald had seen in his visions the snakes to come, and sought to heal all the borders of his forebears. And to this host appeared at last a spirit who resembled none other than Elestia, queen of ancient times, who bore in her left hand the dragon fire of the Akatosh, and in her right hand the jewels of the covenant, and on her breast a wound that split void into her mingled feet. And seeing Elesta and Shemel Adabal, Harald and his knights wailed, and set to their knees, and prayed for all things to become as right. Unto them the spirit said, I am the healer of all men, and the mother of dragons. But as you have run so many times from me, so shall I turn until you learn my pain, which renders you and all this land dead. And the spirit fled from them, and they split among the hills and forest to find her, all grieving that they had become a villainous people. Harald and his shield thane were the only ones to find her, and the king spoke to her, saying, I love you, sweet Eles, sweet wife of Shor, and of Oriel, and the sacred bull, and would render this land alive again, not through pain, but through a return to the dragon fires of covenant, to join east and west and throw off all ruin. And the shield thane bore witness to the spirit opening naked to his king, carving on a nearby rock, and the words, and Harald did love unto a hillcock, before dying in the sight of their union. When the 15 other knights found King Harald, they saw him dead after his labors against a mound of mud. And they parted each in their way, and some went mad, and the 2 that returned to their homeland beyond Twill would say nothing of Harald, and acted ashamed for him. But after 9 months that mound of mud became a small mountain, and there were whispers among the shepherds and bulls. A small community of believers gathered around that growing hill during the day of its first churning, and they were the first to name it the Golden Hill, Sancrator. And it was the shepherdess, said Yenna, who dared climb the hill when she heard his first cry, and at its peak she saw what had yielded, an infant she named Remen, which is light of man. And in the child's forehead was a Chem-al Adabal, alive, with the dragon fires of yore and divine promise, and none dared obstruct, said Yenna, when she climbed the steps of White Gold Tower to place the babe Remen on his throne. He spoke as an adult, saying, I am Cyrodiil come. That was an interesting story right there. Yeah, let's see.
This can't be a coincidence. Did the Waking Flame cultists follow us here?
Make better choices!
Make better choices. Exploring the sanctuary. I always raid the crates if I have a chance. Get some supplies. Supplies, shorty! I think this is a locked door. It is. Okay. Upstairs we go. So I think my peppermints helped me a little bit, but I am starting to lose my voice again. But hopefully it's just like exercise. I get a little bit more endurance every time I use it.
The waking flame is definitely trying to occupy this sanctuary. But why?
Oh no, girl, it's kind of gross in here. Ooh, portal.
Fall back! Close the portals! Warn the High Priest!
Oh, I think not. All right. What were we discussing before they so rudely interrupted us? I assume this will satisfy your masters in Leowyn. The Dark Brotherhood is not your enemy. The Order of the Waking Flame invaded our sanctuary and killed my brothers and sisters. I can't let them get away with that.
Why would cultists attack the sanctuary?
Seems to me the cultists didn't want you talking to me. Didn't want you hearing me tell you for the 100th time that the Dark Brotherhood didn't kill those counselors. If you ask me, those are your murderers. The Order of the Waking Flame.
The cultists do seem to be after the same thing Evely and I are looking for.
Opportunity and motive. Look, I don't know what that may be, and I don't want to know. But I do want to step through this portal and stick my dagger in their High Priest's throat. Care to come along?
Yes. I'll go with you into the portal.
Good. Now you'll see how a Dark Brotherhood assassin deals with unsanctioned targets. And please notice that I won't be dropping any notes or leaflets along the way. Come on. Let's go before the portal closes.
That's funny.
Stay with the assassin. I'll inform Captain Rianne and Counselor Leviticus about the cultists.
Here we go. So we have like 7 more minutes before the end of stream.
An alien ruin. Not the worst place for a Daedric cult to hide out. Let's look around.
Okay.
Oh, looks like I'm not the only one who leaves important papers lying about. Give that a read, why don't you?
What important paper? Oh. Ta-da! The Wood Elf Archer has been a problem since Black Drake Villa. She and her friends are getting too close to learning the truth of Leovic's secret, and they continue to interfere with our efforts to gain possession of the 4 ambitions. Putting them on the trail of the Dark Brotherhood worked for a while. We bought ourselves time. Now to finish this. As your High Priest, I command you to follow them to the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary, recover the cache Leovic hid in the ruins, and kill them all. Assassins and Leowyn, mercenaries alike. And once the Wood Elf is dead, see if she still carries the sacred book. I want that tome.
Their High Priest actually ordered them to kill us! This definitely has a sense of Daedric cultist about it. Let's look around and see if we can find their High Priest. I really do want to loosen his tongue before I slice it off.
Let's see.
That amulet looks important. Better hang on to that.
I picked up an amulet. Goodness. I'm getting all these goodies and I have no freaking clue. And all these containers are empty, and that's just not fair. I want treasure. friend alone. Let's see, do I have stuff over here? I do.
Any more? I need some tea.
Me too,
Close
man.
approximation of our calling card, but that entire pile is obviously a forgery. So the Order of the Waking Flame killed your counselors and placed the blame on the Dark Brotherhood. Then their High Priest sent his followers to kill us. Care to enlighten me as to what this is actually all about now?
We think the murderers have something to do with the secret of the Longhouse Emperors.
All this fuss and bother over an old Imperial secret? Let's review what we learned. The High Priest of the Order of the Waking Flame sent cultists to the Sanctuary to eliminate both my Dark Brotherhood assassins, and you, and the Wood Elf.
And that pile of black handprints is evidence that they were trying to blame you for the murders.
Obviously the cult has someone watching you. They knew exactly when to attack, certain we'd all be in the Sanctuary. Plus, they were after some cache hidden there. So who are these cultists? And how well do you trust your masters in Leowyn?
Are you suggesting the Mehrunes Dagon cult has spies in Leowyn Castle?
I'm not suggesting anything. Just following the clues. If the cultists are Dagonists, then their High Priest is probably a true fanatic. This secret must be pretty important, and most likely pertains to death and destruction. Let's keep searching.
Good idea.
Let's see if something deeper inside this ruin points us to the identity of the cult's High Priest. Figure out who they are, and you may learn more about this secret than you ever imagined. Oh, and you still have that amulet. It might come in handy.
Why are you so interested in figuring out who their High Priest is?
Because I owe them for besmirching the good reputation of the Dark Brotherhood and for ordering the deaths of my brothers and sisters. And because now, I'm curious. It's like an itch that needs to be scratched.
Do you know anything about the cache mentioned in the High Priest's orders?
No. The orders suggested it was placed in the Sanctuary after we abandoned it the first time. We hadn't finished reopening the place, and I hadn't run across any hidden caches. Another mystery, I suppose. Let's keep looking.
Okay. Tranquility.
I'm with you, cohort.
I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Supposed to jump down. Maybe I'm supposed to jump down. You think? Oh, there's stairs down. I got stuck.
Let's see if
let me out. I got stuck. I was hoping to finish this before it's time to quit. Maybe I can. I'm just gonna stop fighting things and make my way
This door looks
through.
impressive. Let's see what's on the other side.
Sorry, I got to do things. That's a schedule to exist by. Oh, there's all these books. Hey, Tushin, thanks for dropping by. There's all these books, but I don't have time to stop. You know what? we'll go back to the beginning and we'll stop here for today. And tomorrow we have tons of books to read. What do you think? We'll go back. This is where we'll pick up tomorrow. Just look at all these books. I can't skip all these books. Just can't do it. So we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna call it a day. I hope y'all have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow or talk to you tomorrow, and there should be more shorts coming out, 3 a day at least for the next several days. More days now that I've got some more books read up on. Thanks for dropping in. Don't forget to join the Discord, which is linked below in the description, and like and subscribe if you have not already. It helps me to grow. That way I can do more videos. Y'all have a good old day, okay? Bye, Chico.